Feast your eyes, folks, on a absolutely stunning, no expense spared, full-on custom chopper. Starting at the heart of this beast, it's got the KZ1327 engine punched out to 1327, Valicon crank, an unobtainable Vance & Hines drag racing exhaust, which, if you could even find one today, it's about a $1,500 exhaust. The crank has been completely modified and beefed up. We're going to have a segment of the previous owner who built it, discussing exactly how he built the motor, the type of carbs. It has an 8-plug head on it. So the heart of the bike is the motor. Most choppers have Harley-Davidson engines. To hear this thing shrieking down the road, it's a total paradigm shift, and it's way faster than any Harley-Davidson chopper ever could even dream of being. One of the cool features of this bike is Dan started out with the original Kawasaki frame cradle. I've got the title in hand from the original Kawasaki, and he handmade the entire frame. It looks like a Bourget chopper. A ridiculous amount of time and effort was put into this. Over 500 hours handcrafting and molding and building this frame. Dan owns Resurrection Cycles. It's a custom bike shop that he's owned for many, many years, and he wanted to raise some funds, so he decided to have us sell his chopper. The gas tank is stunning, teardrop style tank, raked front end with the 21-inch front wheel, big fat tire on the rear. I can't read the side rail on it, but I think it's a like a 240 or something like that. It looks like it has a nitrous bottle on it. That's actually it is a nitrous oxide bottle, but it has a wiring harness inside here. And we'll cut to the video from Dan explaining everything he's done to it. But some of the craftsmanship, the billet, handmade billet engine mounts, the billet peg mounts, the wiring harness hidden inside of the NOS bottle, just stunning paint job. If you were to build a bike like this today, if you called the custom shop and said, hey, I want to build a first of all, you're going to drop an easy $7,000 to $10,000 on the engine between the carbs, the exhaust, the big bore kit, the crank, the headwork, the big bore pistons, and the electronic ignition. You're going to spend a small fortune there. Then you've got the huge tire. If you could find a shop that could build you this bike for less than 30 grand, I'd be surprised. The paint job, all the chrome work. So this is being sold for a fraction of what the replacement cost would be, if you could even find someone who has a skill set and is still building these, because there's not too many chopper shops out there turning out this kind of a bike, and it's a one of a kind. So if you have any questions about the bike, give us a call, 860-454-7024. Junior, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, man. Even though it's a longer one, we could ship it anywhere in the States for the same rates as a standard size motorcycle. Licensed, insured, enclosed transport, no issues, no stress. Message us your zip code for a quote. Not much to say, guys. I think the motor speaks for itself. It's an absolute screamer. What would it cost to replicate this? An outrageous amount of money. The work here is done. If you're looking for a custom chopper build, or even if you're just buying the bike for the motor, I mean, this is the
motor alone is worth $7 grand.
It's just absolutely insane. The whole package is there. It's tuned to perfection and runs unbelievably.
Take a look at the brake work on the back here. I forgot to mention this. Performance machine rear brake caliper on a custom rotor on a huge chrome spoke wheel with a chrome sprocket. Now, follow that brake line up and you'll see a proportioning valve. Can you look underneath there? This is a custom brake system where only the front brake controls the front and rear brake. So the front brake lever is proportioned 60-40, 60% rear, 40% front, and you can actually change it. Pingle style petcocks, huge oversized fuel lines to feed this huge engine, and so the brake system is really cool. Custom master cylinder, and up on the front here you've got a matching rotor with a matching performance machine and a beautiful front end billet. The front end feels really smooth. 21-inch front wheel with a Dunlop tire. The tire is brand new on it. You can still see the nubs on the tire. Same thing on the back tire. You can still see the nubs. I think when I cracked the throttle from a takeoff, it started spinning. You know how much horsepower it takes to break loose a tire this size? It just the chain. Look at the work that was done on the fender. The French, I guess you call it French, where they make the indent in the fender. The custom chain guide on the bottom and the upper. The chain standoff here. All this custom fabrication work. Dan put a ridiculous, look at see the logo on the Resurrection with the cross there? Can you see that? Oh, just a ridiculous amount of time and effort on this classic Kawasaki KZ. Now the engine, did that start like as a KZ900 or was it a KZ1000?
This is the 1980 KZ1000 model. I believe it was a G. Custom machine to make it an 8-plug head, and we have the full breakdown of all the motor work and highlights of the build with Mr. Discroll down at Resurrection Cycle when he was in our shop last.
Kenny and I were talking about possibly pulling this motor out and putting a stock KZ900 motor in here and putting this in his KZ900. So if you don't buy this thing fast, that's what's going to happen. We're going to swap the motors and sell this with the stock motor in there. If you wanted to buy just the frame and put your motor in it, give us a call. We'd be entertained selling the frame, and you can drop your engine in there for substantially less than with this motor in there. So we're negotiable as far as that goes. Give us a call, 860-454-7024. Good luck bidding on it, and God bless America.